Morning. Don't worry about your shoes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, John.
Hi, Christian.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. I don't feel good today.
No.
Did you go to school at all then?
No.
She's on homeschool now.
On homeschool, what did you? So you're home Monday and Tuesday as well? So, and when is it, middle of the month that you go back to Kingston?
Yep.
Thereabouts?
They just called today with a couple more tests for us. We'll be going for the tests. One's next week.
At your family doctor or down in Kingston?
Down in Kingston. Well, we just wanted to come and talk to you about your teeth. And the reason we wanted to do that is because we don't know what the final amount is going to be yet. And I think when we agreed to do your teeth, the amount, like there was two options, right? And we agreed to do the lesser option. And when we went, if I understood the orthodontist right, when we went to that appointment, it doesn't sound like the lesser option is an option, but I don't know that. I mean, I think that's what the appointment on the 8th is for, is to see what they said they would give us a total account of what it is. So I just want to make sure that we're all we all understand that before we go into the meeting on the 8th.
Okay, so, like, what is the amount that you're willing
To go for?
yeah,
Well,
like, what's over,
probably not much over the 1,500,
yeah.
because that's what we thought we were getting in for, right? At what point had you received the 1,500 to think that's what you were getting into? When we talked to you and Christian at our place. Well, Christian...
I had never received a quote, so I...
No, I know, but Christian told us that there was two options. It wasn't a quote, it was two options. And she said one was about 1,500 and one was around, I think you said around 3. And so when we had... Then John and I talked about it several times, and when we said, you know, we could help with her teeth, we said, and I know that we said we would, you know, but we would do the lesser amount.
We'll have to figure it out at the next meeting because the doctors are pushing the fact that Christian stress needs to be eliminated. So to bring this up, you know, get her all excited, and then it's just going to be stressful on her, and she has had a hell of a last 2 years. She does not deserve this, so the adults in her life need to figure out what's going on. Instead of presenting her with it, getting her excited.
Right.
No,
I'm
don't,
gone.
don't do that.
Nope, I am. Nope.
I'll be there in a minute. Okay, all right. Listen to what Brenda has to say.
Said we do something and we're willing to continue with that, nothing else.
Okay, Brenda, go ahead.
John, none of us can take the stress of Linda anymore. I appreciate what you're doing, but Linda is giving us all attitude. She's treating us like dirt. She's flat out being mean to us. She's refusing the kids things that she promised the kids all the way along. You know, come to us if you need. She makes them feel, I don't want to do this. We didn't ask for anything. Linda brought us into her life and she made offers. My kids were harmed by the Children's Aid Society. I'm simply seeking a remedy to that. And because the CAS is a partnership to Reaching for Rainbows, the attitude I've got from Sue Law, Linda, and Lynn is atrocious. That's what I went to speak to Presbyterian about last week. There was witness to how I was treated at that meeting. Presbyterian well acknowledged how rudely I was received. I don't know what's going on, but my family continues to be harmed by people that want to keep secrets. I don't understand.
Keep secrets. What kind of secrets?
I've asked Linda and Lynn to go to the Children's Aid Society with me and rectify the problem. But because they're partners with Reaching for Rainbows, they will not do that for me. And now the tension is crazy when I'm simply asking for my church to recognize that I am a good person, a good mother, and to be my resource with the Children's Aid Society. But nobody will do it for me. But nobody will give me a good answer why. Linda was going to them as support until Christian got assaulted. Then I wanted, that to come to light. And all of the professionals in this have helped conceal the child abuse. I don't understand what's going on, but I am going to get to the bottom of it. I am going to Presbyterian. This harassing and discriminating me and my kids, because we've been harmed by the Children's Aid Society. I've jumped through all of their hoops. I've done all of their drug testing. I've been slandered terribly by these people. My kids continue to be sick and sicker and sicker, and we continue to go without. When I went to the church and asked for help, I had Lynn threaten that if I can't support my children, she just will call the Children's Aid Society on me. Well, the Children's Aid Society is what put me in this position. But I can't get any professionals to help. I have a clear answer to my file that says they've never confirmed anything about me, that, it's just 15 years of harassment by CAS. Anytime I've tried to leave Ed, I have CAS all over me. And then when I try to get professionals to stand up to it, see, the problem with our Children's Aid Society is there's one registered member at the College of Social Workers. To practice social work in Ontario, you have to be registered to the college. We have one. Therefore, there's no oversight, there's no accountability. I've written and complained to the college, and they say there's nothing they can do about these people because they're not registered to the Ontario College of Social Workers. I can only go through the Children's Aid Society to complain. Well, the Children's Aid Society says they're not doing anything wrong. Even though my doctor has written 2 letters to them over the course of 2 years saying this nonsense has to stop, the children are getting sicker.
Yeah,
No matter who I reach out to, I just get treated like dirt. It is unreal.
You haven't treated us like dirt.
You have not, ever, John. I appreciate.
okay, well, I feel for you, that you can't keep food down. This is terrible, that, that you have to eat little bits of food now and then if you do, days you do eat, you toss it up again. That's got to be a horrible way to live.
We're not trying to make you feel bad about that.
Not at all.
Okay.
But I mean, this has to stop somewhere.
It does. Well, if at least if your doctor is saying, you need to, stress is causing problems and you need to find ways to live with less stress, this is, at least, it sounds good coming from a doctor. And
John, I've worked since I was 11 years old. I've been put on a disability for a reason. I know I've been judged that I'm on a disability, but doctors obviously recognize something that other judgmental people don't. I worked from 11 years old. I know how to support my kids, but unfortunately right now I've been put in a position where I just physically cannot. So my doctors recognized it, the province recognized it by approving the disability. But I'm terribly judged as if I'm not providing for my kids. Well, if this stress would go away, I'd be able to go back out and conquer life. So, and that's, where everybody promises these kids something, and because of adult problems, they get caught up in the middle of it, and they have to deal with, well, maybe not, the adults should have a clear-cut plan before we upset the kids in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, well, I think that's what Linda's part of her thinking was with coming here, was just to prepare everybody that, because she got the impression, I guess, that
But honestly, John, we feel like this is retaliatory because nothing was said until after last week's Presbyterian.
Okay, well, I know heard things that weren't great last week was after I left that meeting that
No,
we were
Linda
both,
walked in,
right?
Linda walked in and threw me daggers for looks, and then she asked me to leave the meeting, and her rudeness was duly noted by Presbyterian. I went upstairs with Presbyterian tears by the way I was treated by Linda and Sue Law. Irene Camp stood up for me and told the Presbyterian that everything I was saying was true. So, I don't know.
Oh, okay, well, it's,
You know, I don't want confrontation. I don't want to, I didn't ask to, you know. We just received the help that was offered and that we appreciate. But there's something else going on where we've really upset Linda and she's treating us like dirt as a result. And we
Okay.
can't handle the stress of it.
nobody can.
Thank you for saying that.
All right, I wanted to hear what your mom had to say, Christian, and, you know.
We are ruined, John. We've been ruined by the Children's Aid Society. I left a chronic alcoholic because Lynn at the church told me, if you don't leave him, I will call the Children's Aid Society on you. You have the children in a situation that is unhealthy. Okay, so I left him on the promise of all the supports that she offered. Okay, like this was big. She went up to Aunt Brenda's and had this big intervention with me where I had to, Aunt Brenda called her family in and they were all going to support me through this. But I had to leave with the kids or they were going to call the CAS. What do? Nobody understood my situation. I had to leave. As the nonsense built with the Children's Aid Society, I was more and more exiled out of the church, even though I was doing everything completely right. I mean, if I wasn't, I wouldn't have my kids, right? I'd have court orders. I'd have... Linda would have found out about my abuse. I was allowing her to go into the meetings. You know, I had nothing to hide. Nothing. But we've been absolutely ruined by the people that... I've been ruined by Linda and her supporters. I've begged to be a part of the church. So I don't know what else we can do because I look so pathetic asking people for groceries and for this and for that, but when you're court ordered to have to go to appointments and mediation and Belleville and court, just, you know, and then the kids get sicker and it's at least $30 a trip to Kingston and for transportation. The money goes pretty quick, especially with no child support. When the CAS knows that I'm in this situation, that he makes 5 times the income that I do, and they just tell the kids, well, it sucks that you're in that position, but that's the way it is. You know, nobody will help us remedy our situation long term. And I thought that's what we were doing last January, where I was borrowing to get on a track, and then Linda chastised me and told me that it has to stop. So then the plan that I was on to overcome everything by May, it was about March, and I had to reroute all the finances again because I couldn't rely on her anymore. So then that put me in a position where I couldn't pay you back. And you're the only person I have debt to in this whole world. And it drives me nuts every single night of my life because I appreciate what you've done for us.
All right. Well.
And I will pay you back at some point.
Okay. I know Linda. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, Linda and you are not seeing eye to eye, and I'm sure.
I'd like to know why, honestly.
Okay. I guess all I can say in Linda's defense is she puts in a long day at work, and
this has been long term, though.
Yeah. Okay. But it's like every other organization over there. There's students who are conscientious and who, you know, there are breeze for Linda to deal with. The marks come in on time, the assignments come in on time, and the marks are passing grades and so on. But then there's always a handful that they don't hand stuff in, and then they come and say, well, why am I failing? and I know she spends time with these people, and it just makes, a lot.
And I'm sure it does.
And then so then she rushes home to a meeting once in a while at church and so on, and tries to help out, where she can with reaching for rainbows and you and the kids, and it's another case of someone being using all the hours in the day for work between loyalists and
I do appreciate that. I do. But, and I won't speak for you, Christian, but I'll give my opinion on how you feel. Well, both of the kids have asked me over the last couple months, they've said, what have we done? Like, Linda used to call us and text us and take us out and have us for dinner, and just, that's all stopped, and the kids really feel like, I don't know, what do you feel, Chris? Have you seen a marked difference?
Yeah, but I don't know, I haven't wanted to mention anything because, I didn't ask to in the first place, so, I'm not gonna ask to do it when you can't, or I don't know why it stopped, but.
And that's
Okay.
not the money part of it, it's the spending time with you guys, that.
all right,
Yeah,
well,
we didn't
I know things.
Do much for Christmas or anything. I mean, you guys
Bought them,
Bought
and
them,
I appreciate
bought
that,
us
but
stuff,
they
but-
also weren't raised on being satisfied with presents, if they're in somebody's life, they like that relationship, and they actually feel guilty taking gifts from people they don't see all the time.
Okay, well, don't feel that way, Christian, because we wanted you, the three of us to have a happy Christmas. Christmas is a celebration. So and Linda is really close to her dad because she was like me. She wasn't married till she was 45 years old, and Linda was the only one. When she went home, she looked forward to seeing her dad because she lost her mom, and the other kids were married. So her dad and her were close, and now that she's in a nursing home, she likes to stay in contact with him. But that's a lot of traveling. So when Christmas comes, we shop for the three of you here, and my sister's out west, so we spend Christmas with Linda's family in New Liskeard, and we don't. So that that looked after all our family time at Christmas time, and then was it shortly after Christmas you were in the hospital?
Yeah,
So
right before.
Christmas, yeah.
Right before early in January, so you weren't fit. You had a lot of stomach trouble, so taking you out for more food wasn't really.
Oh no, she's not saying right at Christmas. She was.
No, I mean, last year we came and, set up your tree and stuff with you and, decorated your house and stuff, and, I'm not saying we had to do it every year or anything, but it's just an example.
Okay. All right. Well.
They've just definitely noticed the drop in time spent together. There was a lot of.
All right. I know what you mean. Like I say, Christmas was a whirlwind as far as I was concerned.
Oh, for us.
We had some miniature trees that we bought as fundraisers. That was our Christmas tree that we took with us. We didn't have a full Christmas tree in the house. But see, there again, it was work. It was Linda. They got the story at work is they got a lady over there who's getting. Is it Lou Gehrig's disease where you lose control of your muscles? But she's like everybody else that's human. She doesn't like to give up working or being independent. So she continues to work at school by getting around with a wheelchair. And what Linda has found, her and her other co-worker, there was three of them in the department. Those two are now doing the work of actually three people, because this person does her teaching okay, but she can't do it.
Behind the scenes.
She can't work after hours, as you say, like she's supposed to. So this makes extra load for her. She tells me that Loyalist College is not allowed to screen students. See, there's So, you know, if you apply, you're more likely to get into loyalists. So what it means is they have more failures at some point in time, because
More delinquent. Yes.
if the student had been screened to start with, so it makes for a big workload at the end of the year. If somebody writes a makeup test, Linda has to make a special test for them on her own, you know, after dealing with the other 35 or 40 people in the class. And there's some that are do distance courses, so it's all online.
Oh, I appreciate the workload of a professor. I sure do. So, and, you know, my goal is not to cause resistance of any sort, but we can't suffer silently any longer. You know, we're getting backlash for some reason, and it's by no fault of our own. We persevere every day in a positive frame of mind and try to do what we can and get the justice that we rightly deserve, and I'm just not sure why we're running into so many obstacles with that.
Well, does Gavin need a ride in the morning?
Oh, did you get a car?
I finally found a car today, yeah.
What did you buy?
2008 Ford Fusion.
Nice.
So I'm mobile again.
Good. Then, yeah, he'd love a ride.
Okay
He
then.
likes the morning time ride with you.
All right then. Well, I better make a note of that in my own mind. So to come and pick him up at 9 again. And
Because the kids really do very much love you in London.
well, that's good to hear.
And they're missing the time, not the present.
Missing the time, not the presence. Well, that means a lot to Christian. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. Thanks for staying again. I'm sorry it kind of went bad.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have to let things kind of cool off for another week or so. Maybe we'll have to find something that we can do when the weather takes up. I don't know what it would be, where we go, or what we would see, but that's just me talking.
So, you know, I appreciate that if Linda doesn't want me around, that's okay, but she did make a promise to the kids that she'd always be there for them. So,
Okay, well, we'll have to work through it, I guess, one day at a time, or 1 week at a time. Maybe we can get things on track to everyone's liking.
we just want professionals to be professional, and we want them to let us get on with their life and leave us alone. Well, they're leaving us alone now, but they just left us in a position, and they've left very untrue things in the file, that I'm abusive and that I'm a drug addict, and you know, you can't close my file and say I'm none of that, but then keep it in the file that I'm all of that. You know.
Right.
Okay, well, thank you, John, and I'll see you in a minute.
All right then.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, John.